All right, today we're going to cut through all the noise and demystify one of the most powerful concepts in trading, supply and demand. Forget all the confusing jargon. We're going to break down exactly what it is, why it actually works, and how you can start spotting it on your own charts. So, what are we really doing here? We're not just staring at random squiggles on a chart. No, we're actually hunting for the financial footprints of major institutions. You see, only the big players, the banks, the hedge funds, have enough cash to create these massive, explosive price moves that signal a real imbalance. Our job is simply to find those footprints and follow them. Okay, but that leads to the million-dollar question, right? What are you actually looking for on the chart? There's a ton of confusion about this, and frankly, a lot of traders get it completely wrong. So before we even talk about what a zone is, let's bust the single biggest myth about what it is not.
So let's get right to it. The most common mistake people make is thinking that supply and demand is just a fancy new name for a concept you're probably already familiar with.
And here it is. Let's be absolutely crystal clear. Supply and demand is not just another name for support and resistance. I'm going to say that again. It is not the same thing. This one misunderstanding is the source of so much pain and confusion for traders. They are two fundamentally different ideas, and you have to understand the difference.
This breakdown here says it all. Look, support and resistance, that's a general area where price has turned around before. In fact, it's considered stronger the more times it gets hit. But supply and demand is the total opposite. It's a specific candle formation that we're looking for, and it's strongest on the very first touch. It's about finding that precise institutional footprint, not just a messy historical price level.
All right, so now that we've cleared up what a zone isn't, let's get into the good stuff, the anatomy of a real one. There are two key ingredients, two non-negotiables that absolutely must be there. And here they are. First, you need what we call basing. Just picture a tight, sideways battle where buyers and sellers are in a deadlock. It's like a coiled spring. And second, you need that spring to uncoil in a strong move away. We're talking about an explosive, aggressive move that proves one side just completely crushed the other. That's the imbalance we're looking for. Now you have to be careful because this is what a weak, low probability zone looks like. See how it's choppy? Kind of slowly stair-stepping and drifting away? There's a lot of hesitation there. This is a big red flag. It tells you there wasn't a real powerful imbalance, and it's a trap you want to avoid. This, on the other hand, is the A-plus setup. This is what we hunt for, an explosive one-way street of price action. You see those big, full-bodied candles? There's zero hesitation. It's obvious that a big player stepped in and cleared the board. That, right there, is the institutional footprint. Okay, so we know what to look for now. We know what a good zone looks like, but you might be wondering, why on earth do these things actually work? Well, the answer is the secret sauce to this whole strategy: unfilled orders. Here's the whole idea in a nutshell. When a huge institution wants to buy or sell a massive position, they can't just click a button and get it all filled at once. The market simply can't absorb an order that big in one go, especially not during one of those explosive moves. So what happens? They leave behind what we call unfilled orders. Imagine they wanted to buy 1 million shares, but the price shot up so fast that they only managed to get, say, 500,000. Well, where are the orders for the other 500,000 shares? They're still sitting there, waiting to get filled back at the original price, right where that basing happened. And that right there is the entire strategy. It's so simple, but so powerful. We're not trying to be heroes and predict that first big explosion. Nope. We let the big institutions show their hand first. Then we just patiently wait for the price to come back to fill the rest of their orders, and we hop on for the ride. So you get the what, you get the why. Now let's make this really practical. Let's talk about the how. Here is a super simple 3-step plan you can use to start trading these zones.
Okay, 3 steps. Step 1, you've got to find a fresh zone. That means a clean basing area, an A-plus move away, and, this is key, price has not come back to it yet. Step 2, set a limit order right at the edge of that zone. This lets the trade come to you. And step 3, the most important step of all, set your stop loss. You put it just on the other side of the zone to protect yourself if you're wrong.
You know, when you really get this, it changes everything. The big takeaway is this: stop trying to trade everywhere. Stop chasing every little wiggle and jiggle on the chart. Instead, develop the patience to wait. Wait for the institutions to show you exactly where they're interested in doing business. That's how you put the odds on your side. When you learn to see the chart this way, it's a total game changer. You're not just looking at patterns anymore. You're reading intent. You're following the big money.
So the real question isn't just about what chart you'll look at, it's now that you can spot these footprints, where are you going to look first?